January 17th, 2019, 5:55 p.m. I will start this out. Sucks to throw it right in, but it's my younger brother William Yeager's birthday. Me and the family don't get along. A lot of connectivity out of him and some other stuff associated Colorado. Same thing with the family, basically like an organized criminal situation. Um, but without all that being said, the point of the video is in the last hour I've had a whole lot of electronic jamming, laptop screwing around, the cell phone screwing around, cell phones, almost all the devices again, on top of Wi-Fi intermittent connectivities. Even though it's snowing out, excuse my ass. The reason why is because I unplugged the Wi-Fi router, allowed it to sit while I utilized my cell phone, then plugged the router back in, and it started working perfectly fine. Good influence. It also helped out the device functionalities of other devices without Wi-Fi on it, having intermittent slow problems of what I already know, and I've seen it, been involved with stuff, New York City, Baltimore, and everywhere else, device jammers and etc. If not just data theft and all the rest. Anyhow, there is Mexicans rolling around, a lot of Hispanic group oriented stuff, blacks, they're just taking turns in the organizational shit that they're doing. With that being said, blazing their music for the last 3 weeks with bass tone, like they're rolling a neighborhood. So, come on, how much more proof and obviousness does anybody need to understand what the crap is going on, especially when they're jamming devices, iterating shit, little low tone voices, what you gonna do, what you gonna do. There is tons and tons of people involved. Guarantee what I say is involved, and the mass amount, even including the police and corruption, and I mean mass corruption. I mean like raping people in the neighborhood and getting away with it as law enforcement type of situation. Severe stuff, not just, oh, I stole $1 off the desktop. But anyways, gonna go ahead and press stop on this video, but I will say, just like I said, it's obvious this is going on and nobody's put a stop to it. There is more obvious marks over the last 10 years with me being targeted, me being the prime targeting person, the point of interest for this shit to be not taken care of, period. While they're enacting as if you're under investigation, techniques, you know how this works. Hey, you did something wrong, so we're just going to scold you. We know your past. Remember when you was a kid around here? We're controlling and taking that value too. So it's not investigation because they've been doing shit for many, many years. This is 20 years plus old. Too many stories to get into, but related to an older brother of mine. His associates, the same associates that are in another state, or was until I left that state, came back to basically kind of like a hometown state of Ohio, city of Columbus, which was where everybody was pointing a finger to of where the corruption and the organizational started at, and followed to Colorado, infiltrated out there, recruited, and then followed, of course. Well, they followed back. They didn't even have to follow because they was already stabilized here. I've been through Texas, Florida, all kinds of states. They all point the finger back to Columbus. But anyhow, with that being said, kind of strange though, the guys from Colorado Springs, their characteristics and trying to throw their characteristics of organized crime, Colorado Springs, living right across the street from me in Columbus, Ohio, and have been. Also been in New York City with me at the same time, starting trouble and all the rest. But hey, law enforcement can't pit it together. You can pit together that, hey, they're saying you're not right. Maybe you need to do something with yourself and try to go find help. But yet you can step in to scold me, but you didn't step in to scold nobody else. You didn't step in to say you're in here. They're participating again, just like what was busted in Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs turned on Columbus, Ohio, and was saying that there is organized mafia type of criminals trying to leverage in on systematical and social workings in the community. Basically, not just enforcing criminally and threatfully, but systematically trying to take systematical control over the police and all the rest to have their type of values in the community represented. But anyways, but we'll go ahead and get out of that, or I will, and just leave it at that. I'll be uploading this video. One other thing has been happening, and they started intermittently, which used to be around here, is loud tone mufflers. Not just the bass, not the big groggy ass, yeah. bullshitted ass while verbalating over top of it, trying to utilize the bass tone vibe off of that to iterate the low tone voices that they're doing, which makes a whole nother type of psychological comprehensive type of communications, which I've talked about with psychiatrists. It is a threatening type of situation. I've talked about it with law enforcement when they did finally start helping out, just like in Colorado Springs and elsewhere, and it is illegal. It's illegal for vehicular verbal harassment to go rolling around, throwing your hands out, doing this and that. And especially, hey, people utilize excuse. So what? It only happened once. The whole point is it didn't happen once. While they're also trying to bring it up, well, it only happened once with me, but there's 15 other people I'm associated with, and they're all doing the same thing. What you gonna do about it? Even trying to challenge the police being the police. When the police got arrested by police, there's a problem. When you have police officers pulled out of their car and handcuffed, their stuff turned over on top of the hood for joyriding and misconduction in their own shit. I'm done with it. Anyways, putting a little bit together, rambling on. Another daily journal, another daily diary. I'll come up with the connection problems here in a second, but like as far as screenshots maybe and post it somewhere. But I'll probably be able to pull a modem log. Not that I'm on to. I just put word on it. I just restarted this modem. I'm not trying to be some wacky, hey, look, I'll sabotage them too and make up a story, perjurize and whatnot. The same thing the system found out that happened to me. Either they perjurized, made up a story, made up a complaint, making up whatever they can to try to disrupt me directly. All over Florida, Texas, New York, and I'm talking traveling, hiking type of situations. 2 weeks here, week there, half a day here, not even made it to the next city and having a sheriff's department if it wasn't part of corruption and somebody trying to help out, while the police also coming in saying there you have a stalking type of fucking vehicular ring on you. Excuse the lingo, I apologize about that. But more than 15 people following you in one deal around the highway. One going one direction, the other going the other. Basically a highway stalking, profiling type of ring. Tucson, Arizona, 2002. I was put under some type of protective custody due to associations that actually it isn't the exact human person standing there, but they're associated friendship-wise with the person that was in Tucson, the neighbor that lives right next door to me. Different from the people across the street. This one's next door to me. Anyways, so they all came back here to Columbus, Ohio. Well, different states, different cities, different laws. Here, you better do as we tell you, or we'll screw your life up worse, and that's all we're going to do anyhow. So, anyways, so there's a lot of background. I'm not just saying, well, maybe if it's thought this way. I was in contact with the police, or they was in contact with me, if it isn't in a corrupt situation, because there is misinformation and some trying to make it out that they was just testing the situation to see what I'm getting at. So they told me bad information, which I found by internal affairs here in Columbus, Ohio, is wrong for them to do, and it is basically misconduction. Especially when they're saying that there's somebody that has a right to tell you what to do, and that person doesn't. You're an independent. Nobody has a right to tell you what to do. But even in the predicament, if there was a chance that you lied to me in my situation, and they did not have a right to say anything to me whatsoever, matter of fact, they would be criminalizing a situation. Anyways, ending this video, but more electronic jamming, more bullshit, more devices, and threat, intimidation, and all the rest of the stuff. Just verbalization of elsewhere or past stuff, or that they're going to expose something, or they're doing this, they're doing that, and look at how much we've already done to you, including assaults of many various different things, and on top of everything else. And police have been reported to. You don't have any evidence. We can't help you. Well, you should have fit me into a system like New York City started to, of I don't need fucking evidence. You build the evidence your fucking self. Excuse the lingo, dang it. But when I'm that mad, yeah, I apologize. I'm going to try to clean these videos up and whatnot, but being that mad with the situation of one city being a shit can compared to another, while they're out in another city, or they're discriminating, like a city like New York City, calling it a shit can. It's nothing bunch of trash up there, when it seems to be all your trash is right here in Columbus, Ohio. I'm here in the West Side Bottoms around Gift Street, Ridge Street, McDowell Street. A lot of construction, a lot of clubs. In the last 3 years, if not less, there's been like 4 clubs that just popped up. 4 bars, clubs, everything else. Oh, well, it's a party neighborhood. We's developers and engineers that living right across the street. We're all connected communally. That's what we want. While this shit's associated with myself 100%. That they're intentionally in here because I own the property. I grew up here as a child to a point. It depends on how you put that, but that's the way the mindset is for that because the rest of my family came from here. And it's like as if they're in here trying to utilize some type of credibility and value and basically enforcing and threatening that we're challenging your family's value and you in the community itself, and we'll do what we want with the community in the community and basically socially deprive, socially take away and tell you we're better than you, if not just not better, but we're taking over your life and completely no, you're not allowed to live. Been told not to breathe. I've been told by family members not to breathe. Not, I wish you wasn't breathing. Literally, like, don't breathe. Like, punking situation. Don't breathe around me. Type of situation. I mean, some harsh psychological stuff. Explain to mental health, but that's just minor stuff. But basically, in an ideal, think about somebody trying to tell you not to breathe. Even though you had expressed it's freely to breathe, but think about all the assaults or something that's badly happened to the point that you couldn't breathe, or it's threatening enough that you're holding your breath so the reactions from them didn't react out. All that's pussified. Now you're a pussy. You stand so strong? Shit, yes, I still stand strong. The worst that you're going to do is assault me again, right? You've already showed your ass. Law enforcement saying they're profiling and criminally profiling, so why the hell haven't they put anything together? There's things that DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, gangland, organized criminal profiling and stuff like that. There is stuff that happened directly here that targets directly mental health or a targeted individual. Not just gang signs and the graffiti itself being just graffiti and saying staking games to territory, but it was territorial signs to mark a targeted individual. Check it out. Like imprinting mental health notes on a wall in certain ways. Initializing mental health like antisocial personality disorder. And that's a territorial mark. Yes, it's still marking their territory, taking claims up on what they want as the territory's mark that there is activity in there. And the activity also relaying to other gang members or other associated. We'll get away from gangs because organized crime and organized grouping can do the same thing. But organized group of situation, relaying it to everybody else that's in their group, showing stature, showing value, showing that they printed this on the wall, it's their territory, and anybody that comes around, that's what's represented right there locally. Especially when the person, if you start putting it into where you can understand that only a couple of people in the community, if that, within the blocks, radiuses of those tags, have those attributes or not. I mean, I won't say or not, but have some type of attribute to that tag. Well, then that's targeting. That's labeling that person, positively identifying, just like criminal profiling, labeling a trait, labeling something in the community that it targets either the group or a single individual. And in this case, is a single individual. And that single individual would be myself. I'm going to go ahead and press stop on this video, and I'll continue stuff later. Just a lot of rambling in these diaries right now. There is some things that I'm taking care of and some things I'm coming up on and trying to acquire money to get investigative equipment and all the rest while they're jamming electronics, investigative techniques and equipment, and will burn your shit out from being able to detect us, record your videos, or have proper ability and smooth operation of what you're trying to operate. You don't do shit without us telling you what you can and can't do, basically. And we're just telling you can't do anything anyhow, so what you gonna do about it? Anyways, press the stop on this video, and peace, y'all. What you see in front of you is modem lights. What happened earlier is these two lights went out. Usually if there's signal break, like the pole hit, all the lights go out, or these two go out. These are in-house 5G, 4G lights type of situation. I unplugged the modem, it started getting better, then it started acting up, and it got better again because I just pitched the bits, threw my camera on, and apparently, I look like a liar that, hey look, those two lights ain't on. Oh, wait a minute, yeah they are. Huh. Watch me hang the camera up, or what, turn the camera off, and the situation reoccur within split seconds, and I overhear some snotty remark or innuendo. Haha, he hit Will. Anyways, weird shit going on. A lot of weird shit. Peace. Ending this video.